with CGR Undertow.
You know, it seems like there's not a whole lot gamers can agree on these days. But there is one thing. Sequels. We're tired of sequels, right? We're all tired of seeing the same old sequels being churned out by the same old companies. We want something fresh. We want something new. We're over sequels and we're done buying them. And you know how I know that? I checked with the internet. The top 10 selling video games of 2014, 3 of them were brand new franchises. Only 7 of them were sequels. We're tired of sequels. I am just as guilty as anyone else of sitting right here, often in this very chair, and talking about how tired I am of the same old thing. And how I want video games to give me something new. We all do this, right? You go on the internet, you can't be there 5 minutes without hearing a gamer complain about sequels and about all the same old stuff over and over again. Except then, when we go to buy video games, we buy the same old stuff over and over again. I do it just, and listen, don't kid yourselves, because you do it too. And so obviously, something's not quite right here. Either we're liars and we're just lying to each other and ourselves, or there's something about sequels that no matter how much we complain about them, we're just drawn to them. There's something about sequels that just keep us coming back. It doesn't matter how many times we've bought this sequel. It doesn't matter how many versions of this game we have. We're always going to come back for more. There's something about these games that does that. What is it? And obviously there are some business factors behind it, right? Some economics. So as video games become more and more expensive to make, publishers are less and less willing to take financial risks on those video games. So they go for the sure thing. They want to make that money back. And the surest thing, the safest way to do that, is to sell people a product that you already know they're going to buy. Hence, Call of Duty Ghosts, Advanced Warfare, GTA 5. These are things that publishers know people will buy, and they'll buy in massive amounts. So not only will they make their money back, but they'll make a lot of money back. And I think there are also some economics for the consumer as well. Because you have to remember, video games aren't like movies or even music. You know, I can buy a CD for like 12 bucks. I can buy a movie for about the same amount. Video games are like $50, $60. That's really expensive. And you don't want to spend, most people don't want to spend that kind of money on something they're not sure about. If you're going to spend that much money on a video game, you want to make sure it's something that you're going to enjoy. And of course, the safest way to make sure of that is to buy a sequel to a franchise that you know you've loved for a long time. You know, so not only are they safe for the publisher, they're safe for the consumer. So I know a lot of people like to blame publishers for this and the business side of it, but I think that those economics apply to the consumer too. It's a very safe relationship in the video game industry right now, and that's why you see numbers like this. You know, 70% of the top 10 selling games are sequels. It's not just them, it's us too. But you know, I don't think it's just the economics on the consumer side. I think that's part of it, but I actually think there's a bigger reason that people buy sequels even as they complain about sequels. And it goes back to another difference between video games and a lot of other forms of media. Video games are by their very nature, a very nostalgic form of media. And, you know, movies are very nostalgic too. You see sequels being made to movies all the time. The biggest movie of 2015 so far has been Jurassic World, and it's only going to be that until like December when the new Star Wars comes out, and then it'll be the biggest movie of the year. And these are sequels. This is nostalgia. So it happens in movies too. But in video games, it seems to happen on it seems to be much more pervasive to its industry, and I think the reason for that, at least speaking from my perspective, is that the games that I personally really care about, you know, when I go home and the games I play the most, tend to be the games that I've grown up with. You know, I was like 7 years old when I was playing my first Mario game, and now I'm 31 years old, and my favorite Wii U game is Mario 3D World. Like, I've grown up with certain franchises, and so there's kind of that attachment there. There's kind of this bond, to the point that, you know, when I'm buying the latest Mario or the latest Zelda or the latest Mario Kart, I'm kind of just trying, I think subconsciously, to buy a piece of my childhood back. You know what I mean? Like, we grow up and all this crap changes in our lives, and I got a spoiler alert for you kids. Most of it's changed for the bad. But the one thing that can come with us, and the one thing that doesn't change, are our favorite video game franchises. For me, it's Mario, it's Zelda, it's Metroid, it's Donkey Kong. It's these faces that they've grown up with me, and they've been with me the whole time. And it's part of the reason I love those franchises so much, and part of the reason I love video games so much. It's not just the games themselves, it's not just the actual experience of playing the game, it's all the nostalgia and all the emotion that comes with it, and all the throwbacks and all the memories. You know, when you're playing these new versions of your favorite sequel, whatever it may be, that all comes back to you too. And so like, anytime a friend who maybe doesn't play video games asks me like, how can you spend that much on a video game? I mean, that's $50, $60. You're 31 years old. How can you spend that much on a video game? I always tell them, I'm not really spending that much on the video game. I'm spending it for that fleeting moment where I don't feel 31 years old anymore. To me, that's what's worth the $60. And if a new game can give me that feeling, that's great. But I know Mario will, and I know Zelda will, and you know whatever your favorite sequel will.